A new Gallup poll shows American college students are growing more concerned about free speech on campus. 61% of students questioned say the climate on campus prevents people from speaking freely, and that's up from 54% in 2016. Well, joining us from our Washington studio with more about the Gallup poll and speech on campus is Nicole Neily. She's president of the new group Speech First. Nicole, thanks for joining us. So tell me, why the growing concern from college students?
Well, it's interesting. Looking at the numbers growing year by year is discouraging, of course. To those of us who watch this issue, it's of no surprise. It seems like every single day there's a new horror story coming out of campus, be it someone like Christina Hoff Sommers being shouted down from a law school, a speaker fee being imposed on somebody like Ben Shapiro at another campus, or people who are not able to reserve rooms on campus for speakers they want. And so the fact that students are not able to express their views on campus, I mean, the fact that this is growing, frankly, I'm a little bit surprised that it only jumped by 7% from 54 to 61%.
Well, and I think they say that conservatives are less able to freely express their views. Is that correct?
It is, yes. Asking people across the whole spectrum of the poll, who do you believe is able to express views on campus? Liberals, 92% of people feel liberals can comfortably express their views, whereas people feel only 67% felt that conservatives were able to.
I understand fewer students, 70%, compared to 78% in 2016, now favor having an open environment on campus regarding speech. Why have we seen that drop?
Well, there's a question later on that actually asks, would you prefer an open campus or one that promotes inclusion and diversity? So I think in some ways students are being presented with this false choice. You can have one or the other. And what they really forget is that diversity and inclusion necessitates, you need free speech because that's how minority views get out there. And frankly, we in a Enlightenment tradition believe in rational discourse, using facts, using logic. And so if there are viewpoints that are simply not able to get out there, I mean, it really undermines the whole point of college altogether.
And what is the danger of this, Nicole?
Well, I mean, there's groupthink, certainly. There are students who do have closely held beliefs, like Christian beliefs in particular, that either they're afraid to speak up because they're afraid of retaliation. So they don't ask the questions they want in class. They maybe don't write the term papers they want because they know the teacher won't agree with them. They don't invite a speaker. They don't attend an event that they want. And so you have students who realize it's easier just to keep their heads down and keep their mouths shut than to rock the boat because they don't want to face retaliation. Some universities actually have something called a bias response team, where one student, if they overhear something offensive, can anonymously report them to this organization.
Yet Gallup found some interesting things about hate speech and student views on that. Tell me about that.
Well, 64% of people, almost 2/3 of them, believe that hate speech should not be protected. That was a little bit higher among women and among Democrats. I think it was 71 and 75% respectively. Unfortunately, it seems like they need a civics course. The First Amendment actually has no hate speech exemption. And so even if you don't like the speech, you don't have to listen to it, but you have to at least respect the ability of others to speak.
Okay, I'm sure there are many Americans that are glad you're there. Nicole Neily of the new group Speech First, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.